Good evening, Kannaway Nation. We're happy to have you on today, June 2nd. This is, let's see here, Monday, June 2nd. And, another awesome day. Man, I had some great conversations with some people today. People are just getting fired up about this program. And there's no wonder. It's really a unique, unbelievable program. And when I first heard about this, much like yourself, I had the same reaction that a lot of you probably are having out there, which is hemp network marketing together. Sounds like the strangest peanut butter and jelly sandwich I've ever heard of. And when you really look at it, when you take a deeper look, which we're going to do tonight, I think you're going to walk away with a little bit different impression of what this company is. In fact, even though this is the first ever cannabis-based network marketing program, it's also a program that's really intended to affect and change people's lives and help them grow and better themselves. So if you're coming here and this is your first time here and you've never heard of Kannaway before, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for coming on tonight. My name is Seth Fraser. I'll be your host tonight. Just a little background on myself. I came from a background where I absolutely disliked network marketing. I really felt like, even though it was a great way to get the word out to people about particular programs and that sort of thing, that it was a system that often a lot of people really didn't have the right products. They didn't have the right way of promoting their products. They didn't have the right compensation plan to help people out. And the more I felt that way, the further I drew away. But in about 8 years ago, I had a little bit of a change of heart because I thought to myself, maybe if I started my own network marketing company, I could change some of that. And so, oddly enough, I stepped into the network marketing arena with zero experience as a distributor. I had never joined any company as a distributor. And I decided that I just love network marketing enough, at least from the perspective of being able to do it the right way, that I was going to do it as an owner. So I launched a few different companies, took a couple of those companies to a little over $5 million in sales in their first 90 days. So at that point in time, I was pretty committed that I wouldn't really look at anything else, and this is how I wanted to do things. If I wasn't the owner of the company, then I wasn't doing the company. That was my commitment. That was my where I came from personally, and it's been very, very interesting that Kannaway was able to draw me out of that. I never thought that would be possible. And when I first flew out to San Diego to take a look at this program, again, much like many of you that might be on the Hangout this evening, I had to kind of I don't think this is going to work for me kind of vibe. And what I found out in a short few-hour period while I was there literally blew my mind. I found that we're sitting on the edge of one of the most controversial, interesting, and exciting companies ever to hit the planet, network marketing aside. Not just a network marketing program, this is one of the most exciting companies, period, to hit the planet. This is what we like to call a category creator. I'll explain exactly what I'm talking about as we get further into the presentation. For now, I want to actually welcome some of our guests out there. I had a chance to talk with a ton of people today. I've actually literally gone to about 5% on my phone 3 times today. I had to recharge it 3 times because I was on the phone so much, which is great because Kannaway Nation is rocking. People are on the phone, they're calling people, they're putting them on the phone with me. It's great to be able to help you guys out, and I really enjoy that piece of the process. So I want to throw a few shouts out to some of our guests that we have on this evening. I want to say shout out to a special guy out there, a really good friend of mine, a gentleman by the name of Corey Gratola, who did some great work and has put together some incredible stuff today. I also want to send a big shout out to Austin Zuloff, guy that I've connected with recently, who's doing incredible things as well. To Brett Matheny and his crew that's out there. To my boy Marquez out in New Jersey. Man, it is awesome. You guys are here on the Hangout tonight, so I want to say thank you very much for being on. Thanks for bringing your friends, bringing your family. And this is what it's all about. We set up a TV in the living room. Everybody gets to come and watch my ugly mug for about 45 minutes while I spout off about something that I could not be more excited about. So, enough chitter-chatter, chit-chat, chitter-chatter, whatever that might happen to be. I'm going to do a little bit of a screen share here, and we're going to start off by showing you guys about a 2-minute, 16-second video that gives you sort of an overview of what Kannaway is, and then I'm going to cover this little FDA disclosure that you see in front of you. So let's start off with this little video that's going to give you a little bit of an idea what Kannaway is and the direction that we're going.
American hemp must meet the needs of our Army and Navy as well as of our industries. Marijuana, the burning weed with its roots in hell.
I think, we've been terribly and systematically misled in this country for some time, and I did part of that misleading. I think it's irresponsible of the medical community not to offer this as an alternative.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you. I'm now going to sign this farm bill.
Aspire higher, pretty cool little slogan, but really it's a lot more than that for us as a company. Our goal is to really improve people's lives, and we have chosen to do that through a very particular method that I'm going to explain to you here in just a moment. Before I do that, I'm going to go back one slide here in the presentation and cover something that we always cover in these presentations. It's not fun, it's not sexy, but it is something that we do every single time because we want to make it very clear what we're going to talk about. So we'll tell you first off, these statements have not been evaluated by the FDA, and they're not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease, which is part of why you're not going to hear us mention any disease names on this particular presentation. We should always check with your physician before starting a new dietary supplement program, which is exactly what Kannaway is, and that includes our wonderful skincare line. So we're not going to talk about a lot of that stuff today, and I'm going to go to the next slide, which it's going to try and start the video for, so we'll skip that again. Question on everybody's minds here tonight, if this is your first time on one of these wonderful presentations, is what is Kannaway? And you've been probably hearing a lot of buzz, and yes, pun intended, about this particular program. You've probably seen a lot of people post something on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, and you think to yourself, what in the world is this deal about? It's a hemp-based network marketing program, a cannabis-based network marketing program. That's very strange, very unusual. Well, let's go into our company statement. Kannaway is a hemp lifestyle company with a focus on nutritional wellness, whose products contain CBD-rich hemp oil. Now, if you're a newbie and you've never been to one of these presentations before, when I said the word CBD-rich hemp oil, your eyes rolled in the back of your head and you said, I have no idea what he's talking about. And that's absolutely fine. So here's my encouragement to you. My guess is that most of you out there own a smartphone, and if you do, I would actually encourage for you to pull your smartphone out of your pocket and research it. Pull up your favorite search engine on your favorite browser on your phone and type in the words, what is CBD? What can CBD do for me? And I think that you'll find what 76,000 other people have found with Kannaway, which is that it creates interest, a lot of interest, so much so that 76,000 people have taken action on that interest and come to Kannaway to find out more. That's pretty impressive, and we'll get into why that's impressive specifically here in just a little bit. But before we do, I'm going to give you a little bit of a history lesson in hemp, something that you might not know a lot about, something I knew nothing about before I flew out to San Diego. Even though I live here in Colorado, I live in Denver, Colorado, and I'm surrounded by this cannabis movement and things changing and laws changing and all that stuff, I still really knew very, very little about this very powerful and incredible plant. So let's go over a little bit of the history. First of all, from 1000 BC to 1900 BC, hemp extracts were the number 1, number 2, and number 3 most important and most frequently used medicines for over 2/3 of the world's population. That's kind of crazy because now it's about 0%. And we'll find out why in just a little bit. But that's pretty impressive that throughout almost an entire millennium, this was considered to be such a powerful plant that was necessary for daily life. And did it end back then? Is this all ancient history? Well, moving forward, still quite a ways back. In 1611, the Gutenberg Press had their first run of books that they ever created, and it was a brand new way of printing books, a way that we still use to this day. First book to ever come off of it, King James Bible, printed on hemp paper, one of the most valuable and important substances that they had back in 1611. Moving forward, our founding fathers for this particular country found it so important to write down our principles and beliefs on something. What did they choose? They chose hemp paper to write the Declaration of Independence for the first and second drafts. It was believed that hemp would be the cornerstone that our economy would be built on back in 1776. So much so that in 1812, there was a little war that you might remember as the War of 1812. A war that was fought over hemp. A war that was fought with Great Britain over access to the Russian trade routes and the sails that you see on that ship made out of hemp because they were 5 times stronger than cotton. So the belief system continued. This powerful plant was still a huge cornerstone of the American belief system and the American economy. About 90 years later, nothing has changed, because the U.S. Department of Agriculture predicted that, once again, that harvesting of hemp fiber would be America's #1 crop. That's just a little over 100 years ago. So really, we can see, moving through history, powerful, powerful plant that was considered useful for many, many things. All kinds of things, from building roads with hempcrete. The Mayan roads are still around to this day, built with hempcrete. To paper products, to clothing. This was a powerful plant, and a lot of people recognized that. In fact, some people recognized it that didn't like it. People that were in industries like the cotton industry, like the logging industry, like the renewable energy industry, because people like Henry Ford were creating cars that actually ran on hemp oil. A lot of people saw this and their eyes were drawn towards it. And so what happened in 1937? Powerful people got together, powerful people got laws passed. And the law that they passed in 1937 was called the Marijuana Tax Act of 1937. That's an interesting word for something that had so many uses, because it put 3 different types of plants, essentially, into one bin: cannabis, hemp, and marijuana. And everybody that grew any of those things had a tax levied on them. That's really interesting, because there were different uses for these things. That's essentially like saying wheat is alcohol. Wheat can be bread, wheat can be flour, wheat can be alcohol if you treat it properly. So this was really one of those campaigns that demonized something that was very important to American society, and you can see the powerful reasoning behind that. However, back then, news didn't travel so fast, because 3 months later, a little magazine that's still around to this day, that was one of the most popular of its time and still is very popular today, Popular Mechanics, had an article called "The New $1 Billion Crop." Talked all about this awesome thing called hemp that was going to be a crucial and important staple to our economy. But they didn't know at that point in time, when they printed it, even 3 months later, that this Marijuana Tax Act had just been passed. So we can see how this particular plant and its importance was viewed. But in a time of need, things changed again, because we had to do a little bit of a 180. In America, we were at war. We were part of World War II, and as part of that effort, the American government created a video called Hemp for Victory. This film encouraged farmers to grow as much hemp as possible for rope, which is 10 times stronger than steel, hemp rope; cloth, which was able to keep their soldiers dry. If they were wearing cotton clothes, they got wet, they froze, they died. They wore hemp clothes, they didn't freeze, they dried out. The clothes were more durable, they were stronger. So America realized that and created this video to encourage farmers to grow as much as possible, because we were in a time of need. Time of need faded, and things changed again. In 1972, President Nixon declared all forms of cannabis, illegal, by signing into law the Controlled Substances Act of 1972. And that's probably about where your mindset is right now. Maybe it's changing more recently, because things have changed more recently, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But it's interesting that you kind of get set in this mindset that, yeah, cannabis, marijuana, hemp, same thing. And that comes specifically from this moment in time, 1972, when this Controlled Substances Act was signed. But as many of us were brainwashed, many of us are coming out of it. And that includes a couple of people who are publicly out against the use of cannabis in any form. Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who was nominated to become the Surgeon General, and Dr. Oz, who most people would consider the most recognizable face of medicine in America. Both of them publicly came out against the use of cannabis. Both of them recently and publicly have come back the other way and said, we did some of the misleading. That was a specific quote from Dr. Gupta saying that I did some of that misleading and I'm irresponsible for misleading people about the use of this powerful plant. That's kind of impressive. These guys had their names on the line and came out publicly and said, no, this is cool. Wow, that's impressive. Well, they weren't the only ones. In February of just this year, President Obama signed something called the Farm Bill, which made it federally legal to grow hemp in America again. It's a big step. We still have a long ways to go, don't we? And what's neat about it is that here we are at the forefront of something, that the changes are being made with a company who's already in line to be federally and on a state level legal in all 50 states. Now we're moving into Puerto Rico very soon, which happens on July 18th. We have a pretty amazing launch happening down there, which if you know anybody who speaks any Spanish and has any connection in Puerto Rico, you got to get on that, by the way. We've just finished having a few incredible events. We have another one coming up this week in Chicago, by the way, the home of President Obama, as I recall, and also home of my good buddy Corey. It's an incredible event happening there, the Cannabis Conference that's happening here soon. However, all those events really started here. On April 20th of 2014, Kannaway officially launched. And this was an impressive and important moment in history, one that we should all mark down on our calendars as a day that things really started to change, because Kannaway launched what we like to call a movement with a pay plan. And the movement comes first. We're all about really changing people's lives and affecting them. And the pay plan is a big part of that. It can affect people's lives and help change them for the better. So that's an important thing and an important statement, really our company slogan, if you will. And that's how we operate. That's how we treat things. Before we really get started too much on what Kannaway is, one of the most important things you can do when you're looking at starting your own business, because when you come into Kannaway, you're essentially starting your own home-based business. So I would like to point out that it's better off if you don't treat it like a home-based business, if you get out, use the products, and we'll show you how you can do that here in just a moment. But one of the things you want to do is you want to assess whether or not that business is going to be around. So if I'm going to set down roots somewhere, do they have the financial capability to support me? Are they going to be? Do they have the right leadership to take the focus? Do they have interesting products and a strong legal team and all that stuff? How do you assess a business to make sure that you're setting down roots in the right place? First of all, you want to look at their finances. You want to take a look and see what kind of strength do they have behind them. Do they have the money to carry this through? Are they going to be able to support me so that 20 years down the road, I've built a legacy for myself, something that I can even will on to my children after I pass away? It's very difficult to find a company that would be considered a legacy company. And my firm belief, having been in network marketing on the ownership side for a very long time, is that this is the first legacy company to come along in probably 15 years. So I hope you're ready to set down your roots here, because it's an impressive place. Leadership is important and crucial. You need people that have a strong and incredible vision for the future and are able and willing to execute that, and surround themselves with leaders who are also capable of executing that plan. And I've never seen a company come together as quickly with as strong of leadership as we have here at Kannaway. We'll talk about that more in just a moment. You need unusual products to really be a strong company, and this is a perfect picture to have on the screen. That's the iPhone. You probably know it. You probably have one. And 10 years ago, there was no such thing as an app store. 10 years ago, there was no companies like Zynga to be able to go and capitalize on that and become billion-dollar companies themselves as just a little tiny arm of that device that's in his hand. That's what we call a category creator. That's what we're calling Kannaway. This is a category creator. There is no lifestyle products-based company that includes CBD-rich hemp oil in the products that they provide to people. This is a category creator, and we're on the verge of something big. You want to make sure that same company is legally stable. They have done everything, all kinds of research, to make sure that everything they're doing is legitimate, and it's not going to put you or your business in any kind of danger, so that you're not going to lose members, build an empire, and have a nice paycheck coming in that's replaced your 9-to-5 job, or even a heck of a lot more than that. You want to make sure that you are legally sound, and we'll talk about our legal team in just a moment. Those 4 things you see on the screen are important. They're great. But there's one 5th thing. that is probably the most crucial, because if we go step back one to the Apple side of things, there was a gentleman that owned a little company called Xerox, and he was offered the opportunity to purchase 50% of Apple for $50,000, and he turned it down. And do you think he regrets it now that Apple is one of the top 2 most valued companies on the planet, billions and billions and billions and billions of dollars in value? Well, taking advantage of great timing is what you have here with Kannaway. It's a company that's it's about 90 days old. And here we have 12,000 brand ambassadors. Over 76,000 people have come and either pre-enrolled or purchased product. We have people that are absolutely falling in love with the products that I'm about to show you in just a moment. And that timing could not be better for you. This is a company that's about to explode. It's currently only in America. That's kind of a big deal, because as we expand and grow and move out to other countries, you'll be a beneficiary of that if you take the opportunity to pursue that. We have incredible timing here with Kannaway. So when you're looking at an exceptional company, you want to see what they've done and what kind of track record they have to prove that they've been exceptional. We've had that with Kannaway. We already talked about those record-breaking numbers, 76,000 people in America alone. I've seen some network marketing companies go out there and bring in, tens of thousands of people, but that's when they have the doors open internationally. Perhaps they're a digital product, some kind of online service, something like that. They've been able to bring in quite a few people, but that's in maybe 200-300 countries. We're talking about one country this is available in at the moment, and Puerto Rico, you can consider that basically, an American territory. So once we expand internationally, those record-breaking numbers are going to break records yet again. There's been over $2 million invested in this launch. We talked about that financial stability. This is a company that believes in and cares for its members so much that they said, we will not run this thing unless it's done the right way. And as you can see, 90 days old. The presentation that you're watching right now, by the way, is just one of about, 75 marketing tools that you have in your back office. You could run this exact same presentation like I'm giving right now because of the money that's been poured into this, because of the money that's gone into marketing, into technology. It's incredible what they've done in such a short time period and how committed they are to this. Of course, it's important to be part of the fastest growing global trend. I always trip over those words for some reason. That's a tongue twister. But that's what we have here. When you speak to people and you let them know that you're running a home-based business and it's based on products that have CBD-rich hemp oil that comes from cannabis, it puts you in this very unusual category. People are always talking about what on the news? They're either talking about hemp, cannabis, or marijuana. In fact, here in Denver, where I live, if you go to thedenverpost.com, there's an entire category on their homepage that just says marijuana. And they have enough articles to fill it every day. Multiple articles every day to fill that whole category. That's like looking at sports, weather, nationwide news. Oh, marijuana is on the homepage of the Denver Post. So people are talking about this, and they're talking about it daily. It's in the newspapers. It's on television. It's on the radio. People are chatting about it around the water cooler. Perhaps you work at a 9-to-5 job right now where people are talking about that. Perhaps you can get yourself out of that job pretty quickly with a company like this. And we'll talk about that in just a moment. It's also a $46 billion industry, hemp is, in America right now, which is impressive because we have to import our hemp currently. Up until February, it was illegal to grow hemp on American soil. So consider that there's all these hoops you have to jump through and all these hurdles you got to clear, and it's still a $46 billion industry. How much bigger will it get as we move forward, as more red tape gets cleared? And wouldn't you want to be with a company that's going to lead the charge into the public consciousness, so it's not left in just the tiny little mom and pop stores or with a few activists maybe that have a little bit of traction? This is a huge place to be, Kannaway, right now, because we have an opportunity to take advantage of a fast-growing market that has the attention of the world. In order to do that, you need great leadership within the company. You need people that understand the vision of where to take it. So let's talk about a few of these people. Jeff Rogers, our CEO, has taken a couple of companies to more than 500,000 members in network marketing. That's impressive numbers. And he's a gentleman that understands how to lead the field and how to take this company to the next level and keep it there as we move forward. Troy Neihard is kind of the visionary behind this thing, which is incredible, because if you had asked me if hemp and network marketing would work together, I would have said absolutely not. That could never work. And thankfully, I'm not the guy whose hands that decision was in. Troy Neihart made the decision to put these things together and give us a program that is literally changing lives with CBD-rich hemp oil as the focus of all of our products. Very thankful for that. He is the CEO of what you might call one of our sister companies, Hemp Meds PX, which we can be thankful. The product lines that we get in Kannaway that are exclusive to Kannaway are provided to us by that partnership with those folks. Christopher Hussey is our Chief Marketing Officer, the visionary behind a lot of the incredible marketing tools you see on our homepage, including this Hangout page that you're on right now. So when you sign up and become a brand ambassador for $15, you're going to have this website yourself. You can refer your friends to this website and have them scroll down and click on that button that says Start Here, and they're going to be part of your team because of this tool, one of many, many tools that we will cover in just a moment when we get to our marketing tools section of this program. And Christopher Hussey is the man primarily responsible for that. Scott Warren and Kevin Thompson, if I was to start a network marketing company today, those would be the first two guys I would call, and they would probably tell me no. They would probably say, not sure you can make it. I'm not sure you either can afford us or that your program is strong enough. They like to attach their names to programs they know are going to be successful. In fact, Kevin Thompson, for the very first time in his life, chased down a client because he thought we had massive potential. Very thankful for that because Kevin Thompson is one of the most respected lawyers in network marketing. And that's just the network marketing side of our legal team. We have an even bigger legal team on the other side of things. So that's impressive. Of course, in order for this company to really be successful, you need unique products. And we have that in spades with Kannaway. Let's talk first about the Cannabis Beauty Defined Anti-Aging line. And we just came out with a new marketing funnel that features this exclusively along with a 45-minute interview with Janelle Kim, the creator of the line. She talks about something that you'll probably giggle a little bit when I say it, and that's all right, you're allowed to. It's a bee-bong formula. What does that stand for? It's essentially an ancient Eastern formula that's been passed on from generation to generation that contains incredible, incredible formulation. Of course, the focus of that line is the infusion of our CBD-rich hemp oil, which is the focus of every product line within Kannaway. And I'll tell you this, anti-aging experts are shaking their heads and saying this is the strongest anti-aging formula I have ever seen in my life. And a few of those people, you'll be able to know the names behind that fairly soon, which is exciting news for us. Hemp vape for me is the greatest attraction marketing tool ever built. It's also a really, really cool product to use on a daily basis. It delivers CBD-rich hemp oil in the form of vapor to your lungs so that you can have a daily intake and replace possibly some bad habits. I don't know how many folks out there are either smoking vaporizers that contain nicotine or perhaps smoking cigarettes, that sort of thing. Wouldn't it be nice to replace those habits with something that doesn't contain any of that but does contain CBD-rich hemp oil for your system? And tastes delicious, by the way. Comes in 4 different flavors. By the way, nice little tip about the hemp vape is that the tip is actually a stylus. So the little end of that hemp vape there has a little rubber nodule on it there, and you can use it to surf the internet, text your friends, whatever. And as you do so on a daily basis, and you're using that iPhone or that Android device or whatever, and you're tapping, and then you put it up to your mouth to smoke, I think what you're going to find is people are dying to know, what is this device? It's not a device. It's something that I use on a daily basis that helps me out. Well, what does it have? Well, it has CBD-rich hemp oil. What's in CBD? Well, I can't tell you what CBD is, but you can research it on the internet. And I tell you what, it's one of the greatest. This program and the way it's set up creates instant interest, and you got to look behind the curtain. You gotta. Big part of why you're probably here on this presentation tonight. Cannakick, our energy chews, is a time-released energy system that gives you up to 5 hours of sustained energy and contains CBD-rich hemp oil. And our recent formulation has taken Cannakick to a whole new level. A whole nother level, as they say. And you're going to absolutely love what you find with this product. One of the greatest sampling products we have, because they're bite-sized chews that look like Starbursts, essentially about that size, that you can hand out to people and put your business card with it and go about your day, give some people some good, healthy energy, and once again, replace possibly some bad habits. I don't know how many cups of coffee people are drinking in a day, how much energy drinks they might be drinking, but this can replace some of those habits, and that's a positive thing. That's not where it ends, though. We have 70 more products in research and development. The great thing about Kannaway is they say, hey, you know what? We need to get CBD-rich hemp oil into people's daily lifestyles, and that's part of why we call this a lifestyle company. How can we deliver that in a way that is appealing to them? Is it going to be a skincare line? Is it going to be the hemp vaporizer? Is it going to be these Canna-Kick energy chews? Is it going to be other products and services that we roll out as we move forward? They always have something in the works, and that's one of the coolest things I love about this company. They also give you really, really great ways to share this opportunity with others. And this is really more about you and your prospect than anything else, because as you identify prospects, different people resonate with different things. Some people are going to be drawn to this page that we're on right now, which is one of the marketing tools. Some people are going to really want to hear things in a live presentation with folks like Billy Funk, who you see on the right-hand side of that couch, and like myself on the left-hand side, like Ethan Burke, who's going to be giving the presentation tomorrow, like Monty Patterson and Robin Mascari, who are going to be giving it on Thursday. Different people resonate with different voices, and that's what this is for. This particular page you're looking at is our sales page. And if you can imagine having one of the nicest retail stores on the planet with some of the most beautifully designed products in it that's presented in the perfect light, well, that's what you have here with our retail store. This gives you an opportunity to share your products with others, and folks that may or may not want to participate in joining your business, they sure as heck are going to love your products. And what better way to showcase them than this absolutely gorgeous store that's part of our marketing tools. This is another sales, as we call it, a sales funnel. If you're not familiar with marketing tools, that's essentially a way to make sure that you're catching the right people and directing them to take certain actions. That's why it's a funnel. So this particular funnel was built to educate people on how we've been misled as Americans, and this particular funnel is called the American Betrayal. As you can see, the headline of there is a little bit attention-grabbing, maybe controversial. It says a dagger in the chest of the men and women of this country. This is a 30-minute video that's been produced by an Emmy Award-winning video team that we have here at Kannaway, part of our full-time employment services here. And they've done an unbelievable job with that video. If you haven't been through that video funnel yourself, highly recommend that you go check that out. Your faith in Kannaway is going to be renewed, restored, and re-energized after you watch the 3 videos that are a part of that series. The free hemp vape funnel. This is a great funnel for people that are either youthful and looking for a lot of fun, because the spokesperson for that is Master Bong, a gentleman who has 13 million followers on Facebook and knows how to generate traction and action, and does a great job on video explaining how this product works. For folks that want to get into business for free, it's a great way to get your products for free. We'll talk more about that program. It's called 3 and it's free. And we'll explain that here in just a little bit. This is another great way to share this awesome product with the world. Share Engine is a wonderful, wonderful piece of technology. We have an entire content team that writes content around the clock. They're writing original content that's based on news that's happening, based on the cannabis, marijuana, and hemp industries out there, explaining what's going on. So this is original content that tends to rise to the top of Google rankings when people are looking for keywords like hemp, like cannabis. And as they do, as they search for those things and they find our articles, they're going to come to our page. They don't have a sponsor. They don't even know about Kannaway. But if they choose to sign up, the company says, we're not going to keep those members. We want to hand them out to you. So everybody that's part of Kannaway for that $15 a month that we talked about has the potential to enroll new members that they don't know, that they've never met, that we're out there looking for something interesting that's going to change the way that the world thinks about hemp, cannabis, and the related products. Also, if you want to take the opportunity to do this, and you should be, every time an article is written that you can share out through Share Engine, and it gets passed around Facebook, let's say 100 times, let's say the 100th person decides to take action and become part of your Kannaway team, they're going to be tied to you, because that's what the Share Engine program does. It always ensures that people are tied back to you when you're the person that shares something on Facebook. That's some impressive technology. So we've got the tools, we've got the products, we have the leadership, we've talked a bit about the history of hemp. Now let's talk about the fact that you can take all these things and you have a recipe for some serious success. With Kannaway, you have the opportunity to make direct sales income. When you sign up with us, we're going to give you discounted prices to our products and services, and when you do that, and you share those with others, and they choose to purchase those at the retail price, the difference between what you pay and what they pay is a check that we write you that goes in your pocket. No need to run a store, hire clerks, all that sort of thing. Instead, we just say, share this with the world. And if they don't want to be in business with you and become a brand ambassador, that's fine. Give them your website, help them to purchase some products that are going to help them out, and in the meantime, we'll pay you to do it. That's our direct sales income model. Refer 3 and yours is free. This is the model we were talking about for the free hemp vape funnel. As you join Kannaway and you find some people that are interested in having preferred customer pricing, which is essentially the same discount you receive as a brand ambassador, but they're not interested in joining your business, and those people decide to purchase product on a monthly basis, you can actually get yours for free. Once 3 people join and are purchasing product at those preferred customer prices, you're going to have the opportunity to get your product on a monthly basis delivered to you for free. This is great because you can actually be in a situation where you have free product coming to your door and you can share it with others. You can build a great business just by giving away product or utilizing it in contests and that sort of thing. It puts you in a great position to win and run your business for free with Kannaway. This is my favorite piece of the compensation plan. This is called 8 Weeks to Success. 8 Weeks to Success is one of the coolest things in the world because it gives you this great timer that allows you to swim in a company-wide pool that only newbies get to swim in. So you're not fighting with a bunch of marketers who are awesome marketing Kannaway, and they know exactly how to market to the right people, and they're great on the internet, and they've told everybody, and they're putting in 500 people a day. You're not fighting with that guy. That guy's been in for a while. You're fine. Instead, you're swimming with a bunch of people who are taking swimming lessons in a pool that contains 4% of the company's profits from our BV and distributes it to people who take action. So as you enroll people in Kannaway and you help them to sign up with one of our starter packs, within your first 8 weeks, you do this once a week, and you're going to receive a share in that pool, and you're going to get more shares the more people you enroll, as long as you do 1 per week. This puts you in a real position to win and get a paycheck in your pocket very quickly so that you can replace that 9-to-5 job. A lot of people are very afraid to let go and move forward. But once you get a paycheck and you start to realize, oh, wow, I can actually do this, then that puts you in a position to win. And that's why I love 8 Weeks to Success. First order bonus I'm going to skip today because we've changed that over to a fast start bonus. We're releasing the details on that very soon. But I will say this, it's much stronger than the first order bonus was, and I'm very, very excited about it. Our luxury car program that you see in front of you here, as you start to really experience success and you move up to the rank of National Marketing Director, which is not really terribly difficult to achieve. We've been open for business. We had 1 month where people could actually finally qualify to become a National Marketing Director, and we had 22 of those people that hit that rank in Atlanta at our first event since Denver, Colorado on April 20th, so we had another one about a month later in Atlanta and called 22 people on stage to award them iPads, these iPad minis that were engraved with their name as National Marketing Directors, and that means these folks are going to be qualified to get a $500 a month paycheck towards a luxury car, BMW, Mercedes. And what do you think that'll do for your business? Now you've already kind of done pretty well. You're already at a spot where you're making $500 a month towards your car. Who knows how much you're making through your commissions check? That's going to vary person to person. You're already seeing success. And how much more successful will you be when people see you having that success? Kannaway recognizes that. They want to put you in that car. And as you move up through the ranks, you hit Gold Executive. That money goes up to $750 a month towards your car. Move up to Diamond, it moves up to $1,000 a month towards your car. Once you hit Triple Diamond, though, Kannaway says, I don't know if we want to pay these monthlies anymore. We'll just write you a check for $75,000 straight up and give it to you. So now you can own the car of your dreams instead of just leasing it. This puts you in a really great position to be able to show people how successful you can be as a network marketer. Of course, there are really in total 11 ways to earn, and if I went through all of them, I might have you guys here all night. So I'm going to skip the rest of those, but I will tell you that as you build and grow within this team, you are going to find some serious success within Kannaway. If you want to look at the details of that on our compensation plan, you can go to kannaway.com/comp plan, COMPPLAN. And you're going to find that this is one of the strongest compensation plans ever written in network marketing. All right, cool. So you're like, all right, this is great. I love it. It's awesome. Let's go. I'm ready to join. Okay, great. Let me walk you through that then. First of all, from this video that you're on this Hangout page, you're going to scroll down just a little bit. You're going to click the Start Here button, enter your email address, and that's going to get you started and tie you in with the person who brought you to this program. If you came to kannaway.com/hangout and there wasn't a weird little code at the end of it, then you're going to need to get the sponsor ID of the person that brought you here, plug that in, and then you'll be able to get rocking. And step one for you is going to be to become a brand ambassador. When you become a brand ambassador, you're going to have all those really crazy, cool marketing tools that we already talked about. You're going to have the compensation program available to you. You're going to have your virtual back office, our business training system. All that's $15 a month. I've seen companies that have charged as much as $100 a month for tools that don't even compare to what we have as brand ambassadors within Kannaway. When you meet someone on the street, you can identify what kind of market you're dealing with. Is this a younger person who's maybe a little short on cash? Send them through the free hemp vape funnel. Help them to understand how they can get in business for free. Are you working with someone who's really into skincare? You're working with a beautician, spa owner, something like that? Send them through our funnel that's based on the Cannabis Beauty Define line. Help them understand the power of that product. We are giving all that for $15 per month. Next up, you're going to want to choose a package that fits your lifestyle. So you have a few choices on the screen here, $199, $499, $999. So let's talk about the advantages of each. One great thing about Kannaway is it's an inclusive, not an exclusive compensation plan. So you're not forced to buy the $999 package when you first start, just so you know. You can work your way up. You can buy in at the $199 and then perform certain actions, and as you rank up within the compensation plan, you can eventually earn the earnings that you would have been earning at the very beginning if you had bought the Premier package. So we give you that option. If you want to start fast and you want to earn more quickly, and you want to have more product in your hands to share with others so you can build your business and enjoy the products and fall in love, go with the Premier package. If you want to work your way up and have a little bit less product on hand, but get an idea for what this program offers and then earn your way up to be able to reach those higher earnings, you can start out at the $199 pack. If you want to split the difference, open up a little more of the compensation plan, have more of the product into your hands, you can start out at the lifestyle package. There's no bad choice on this screen. The real beauty of it is it's really up to you, and we give you that opportunity. And I think that the real key for you is step 3 says to contact your sponsor right here. I'm actually going to go back one. I would say contact your sponsor before you make this choice. So go ahead and become a brand ambassador, and then when you get to the package choice, give your sponsor a call. Find out what they recommend, find out where you're at financially, and make the right decision, because it's going to affect what you can earn within this program. It's going to affect how quickly you can get started, and it's going to affect some of the decisions you make as you share this with others. Step 3 is our 8 weeks to success, which we've kind of already covered before. I am going to tell you this. It's easiest for you to contact your sponsor, have a chat with them about this, and understand this program, because this is such a powerful way to get started. And since your timer is going to start ticking today, because you've got 56 days essentially at that point in time, we want to make sure that you take full advantage of this awesome program. So get with the person that brought you to this presentation after you're done signing up, and let's put together what we like to call, what Billy Funk likes to call, a map, a massive action plan that we can put little pins in the map to understand where we need to go and get to our destination quickly. So I want to be the first one to say welcome to Kannaway Nation. Happy to have you guys on board. I want to thank you very much for being on this presentation tonight. Tomorrow night you're going to be hearing from Ethan Burke, one of our young and energetic leaders within Kannaway, who's really become a rock star within this program. We have a lot of really great, talented people, young, old, everything in between, and I'm really proud to be able to highlight him tomorrow night. So thank you, everybody, for joining this evening. I look forward to seeing you guys at the top of the leaderboard. I am going to come off of screen share for one moment so I can just say goodbye to everybody. I just want to say thank you very, very much for being a part of Kannaway Nation. If you were curious before, I hope that you feel the same way that I did when I had my visit to San Diego. It took, a trip out there and a few days spent and all that stuff for me. Thankfully, you get to sit in your living room and see the presentation and understand how powerful this is. So I want to thank you all for joining this evening, and look forward to seeing you all on tomorrow's hangout when Ethan Burke hosts it, and we'll look forward to seeing you all at the top of the leaderboard. Have a great night, everybody.